Thanks for coming along. My homeschool business owner, homeschool mom, day in the life started early this morning, but not as early as I was anticipating. I'm going to start with checking notifications, checking emails, all of that kind of stuff, making sure everything posted that was supposed to, responding to everybody, and that is how I start. Then I'm going to head onto the computer. I went through all of the emails that I needed to send to people. I emailed out some giveaway prizes, emailed out some orders that didn't deliver properly, and then I had some of my caffeine drink as well. Next, I went through, sorted through emails, went to both Etsy and Teachers Pay Teachers because I am uploading math stuff this week. So I went to upload 3rd grade math and the preschool to 2nd grade math, as well as making some video downloads for those. Then we got an ultimate unit study order for a farm schooling unit, so I went ahead and printed that. As that was printing, went back over here onto the computer, back to Etsy, back to Teachers Pay Teachers, making sure everything was done and finalized. After those were done and finalized, I realized, oops, it's 7 o'clock. So it's time to get off the computer. But first, I'm going to check my Pinterest because my shop was approved. So I'm going to work on that later today. Here is a snippet of what I was working on. I'm going to sneak over into the office because even though it's 7 o'clock, my little guy is not awake yet. In fact, nobody's up yet. So that's great. Got a little bit of extra time to myself. Going to go in there. Oh, look, the paper's out. Let's add some more paper for the printing order. So this is my office. I don't actually work in my office a lot of the time because I prefer to sit on the couch, but this is the office where the printing gets done. All right, after that paper is loaded, I'm going to go ahead and let it finish printing. I have the stuff that's already printed up on the desk. Now I'm going to mark off what I've done this morning. Sometimes I only get to work on this throughout the afternoon, but this morning I got a lot of extra time. So that was fantastic. I love marking things off. It's my love language. So I have to make sure I marked everything off. And I have. So now I'm going to check and make sure everything was uploaded. Usually I'm going to have time to do this until later, but my little guy slept in. Around this time is when my other kids were starting to wake up. So while they were getting settled upstairs, I was just finishing up here. I'm also going to show you the Insta Club Hub training that I'm doing, but here is my basic list. Sometimes I use a bullet journal, but I've been using my phone lately to plan because I like clicking the little circles and having it turn into a check mark. So gonna input what I've already done this morning and check. Now it's time to make breakfast. This morning we're having some fried eggs, toast, and berries. So we're going to clean off the table, move the table out a little bit from the wall so that it can actually get plugged in. And everybody's awake now, making fried eggs. This breakfast was delicious, by the way. And sometimes my daughter will make breakfast, but since it was fried eggs, I decided I'd go ahead and make the fried eggs. We all have popping eggs, so we can pop them ourselves, but my toddler has one already popped. Now it's time for the dishes. Luckily, I didn't have a whole ton to wash yet, so I just went ahead and unloaded the counter dishes and then re-washed some counter dishes, put them up there to dry. When my husband gets home, he'll unload the dishwasher, and then I'll load that up again later. After the dishes, it's time to get dressed. So let's do that. And now, Miss Frizzle, woohoo! So now I'm going to go ahead and make the bed. My husband and I have different blankets because we've always co-slept. So I've slept with the other kids while he has his own blanket, and we just prefer it that way. So I'm going to make my little guy's bed where he always starts the night and where he takes his naps. Going to go ahead and get laundry ready because I need to wash some laundry today. Today is not folding day, thank goodness, but I do have to wash it. So going to go ahead and get that started. Here are some more things that I need to get done today. If I don't get them done in the order I put them in, I just copy and paste them to another spot in the list. And now we're going to go ahead and do some vacuuming. And after vacuuming, we get to do some yoga because I like to do yoga on a clean carpet. So, sad little guy was happily made happy by doing some yoga with mom while the other kids were reading or playing at the table. We were also listening to our last night while I was organizing the bookcase that will totally get undone later. And now that I have some extra time, instead of just scrolling on my phone, I'm going to do some Insta Club Hub trainings. You'll notice that most of the time we have the TV on in our house. It's actually for music videos. We love listening to Our Last Night a lot, especially while we're doing things. So after that, after dancing, we're going to go ahead and do some school. I'll do a full school day in our life later on. But for right now, this is basically what our school setup looks like. And after school, it's again going to be time to clean up. Now I'm going to totally package and prepare that order to go to the post office later. I couldn't find tape for a while, but I found it. So the order did get done. After that, going to print that label out and I'm going to check my list because I like checking my list. Yay for dopamine release, right? Okay, next is errands. Now we're going to the library, gonna let the kids check out books, and they did a fun little scavenger hunt. Next, gonna head over to the post office and just drop the package off in the post office return. And then I went to the bank, came home. Abel, my toddler, had fallen asleep in the car, and I got to get a lot of work done. More Pinterest, more uploads, more some sneak peek social studies Berenstain Bears coming soon. And the other kids, the older kids, while I am working, were downstairs listening to audiobooks, and then they got to watch a TV show. So I got to work a little extra long today because my toddler slept even longer than I anticipated, which was super great. So after I did all of this and he woke up, I brought him out. We listened to Our Last Night again while we all helped clean up the table, the living room, and just anything that needed to get done. And we also had a lot of dance breaks because that's just how we live. Lots of dance breaks. My toddler was eating at this time, and then after our dance breaks, my two olders decided to have some food as well. And I don't sing very much publicly anymore, but I do love to sing, so we're always singing along to these songs as well. Figured I'd just throw that in there for you. And after that, the elder kids went down to clean up their rooms. Abel and I went outside to go get some ground beef from the freezer and to look in the sky for airplanes, because airplanes are his favorite thing in the world right now. Here's the ground beef. Now it's time to just play. All right, my older kids are still cleaning downstairs, but it's time for a snack for me and the little guy. The older kids are more than welcome to come up and have a snack too, but they are trying to finish what they're doing. So that's what's going on.
Do you have a question, Kelly?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
And then I had to deal with some social media drama. It's the perks of being a small business owner on social media. Promoting something as controversial as homeschool. And now we're just having a lot of downtime until Dad gets home from the gym. Then we're going to make dinner. So that is what we're doing right now up until 5 o'clock. And then I got a notification that my Pinterest shop is finally up. So woohoo! Later, I'm going to go make some new categories. All right, it's finally time to make dinner. Ellie, my 8-year-old, wanted to help make the taco meat for tonight. So she was in charge of making all the taco meat while I stood by, did a little supervision. Then my 6-year-old son, Will, wanted to help chop the lettuce. So that is what he is going to do. So she's making the taco meat. We're going to go chop the lettuce. We use these really awesome silicone knives from Amazon for him because he still needs a little bit more assistance in that department. My oldest, she uses an actual knife, but we're going to get to that later. So we're making the salsa now. We got a lot of extra tomatoes, and so we bought some cilantro to make salsa. Next, I'm going to go ahead and have dinner with my family. Then I'm going to do an Insta Club live training, which I'm super excited about. It was really, really helpful. Did that for an hour, cleaned up, put everybody to bed. We always read the devotional and then a book before bed. Right now we're reading the illustrated Harry Potter. Be sure to look for all the links in my description and leave a comment if you have a question.